Alright, let's see how this goes. Oh no, not well. Not well at all. Let's try just opening that. This is very much a different screen resolution. I wonder if I can make it a little bit bigger. Yeah. This is a very old game. It does not work amazingly well. Okay, maybe we have to go to windowed mode then. That might be what we have to do. Okay, that is. I mean, I guess that works. It's kind of small though. Hmm. I had it working before. Don't know why it's suddenly having problems. See, it's showing full screen for me, but it's showing like really small. Let's see. Wonder if... No, because see, and every time I alt tab, it completely changes the resolution. What if I play around with this a little bit? Make it smaller? Is that actually changing anything? No, feels like it's not. Well, maybe we're not going to play this today. That is kind of unfortunate. It is really kind of unfortunate. And there's not really a way to make it any bigger. I wonder if... Let me try this. Oh, there we go. Okay, that worked. Cool. Well, hopefully it sticks around there. Anyway, this is Seven Kingdoms 2, The Phyrexian Wars. I'm pretty fond of it. I played the original a lot as a kid. Um, and so when I found this one, I was pretty excited. I'm glad that I finally got it working. So this is a medieval RTS. I'm gonna play this on kind of an easier mode than I normally do. But you can play as either humans or Phyrexians. Phyrexians are kind of these various monsters. So I have to go back. You can't unpick this, I guess. Oh no, I guess I can click here. So Phyrexians are basically these monsters. They were like demigod level monsters in the first version, and here they're just like playable. They're kind of hard though, because generally the AI will pretty much always be trying to curb stomp you if you play a Phyrexian. And they have a lot of limitations, so I kind of prefer humans. You have name, color, bunch of different colors. You could see seven, right? You can only have seven different kingdoms because seven kingdoms. Difficulty level, we'll set that to easiest. You can see that changed a lot. I have it on a custom one, which made it a little bit harder. Bunch of different nationalities. Each one of these they're not like amazingly. This is not like Age of Empires level differences. I mean, these guys, because there's not that much, they all have the same town, same research, stuff like that. They all have different voice lines. They all have different special units, but that's about it. I'm pretty partial to Egyptians, but I think I might go for Carthaginians this time. All right, so here we are. There's no like real zoom in or out. This is kind of what you get. So yeah, very old school. I have small buildings on because that is extremely loud. I think we might change that so that it's a little softer. Oh, I don't have music on. I forgot this game even had music. That's a little better. I don't actually know if you can hear that anymore. Maybe I'll turn that back up a little bit. Somehow they got set really high again. It's a bit of a wonky game. Okay, that's better. So you start off with towns. And town, this is actually a really big screen size, kind of hard for me to figure out. Towns have peasants in them. Peasants can be trained as soldiers. So like I have some soldiers here. You start off with your king. He's a tough guy, but everyone gets really sad if he dies. So I'm going to train a couple more soldiers in there and get a guy to build a mine. The reason I want to build a mine, these are great ways of getting money. And I have a decent amount of money. I start off with actually quite a bit of money. And you can see there's actually a lot of resource deposits. These are resource deposits all over the world. Let's see, there's an iron one. And they're just great ways to make money. There's loyalty. So your towns have loyalty, which I'm actually going to tax them. Taxes one way you get money. Yes, indeed. And you can see that this particular one, the workers that can work in here are all from my town because there's this little line here. I don't know if you could see it very well, but there's kind of like a green ring there. And this town, this Indian town here, has too high of a resistance to me. Once it gets below 50, they will actually work in your stuff as well. They'll work in your buildings, and that could be one way to take over a town. But what you commonly do here, you find someone. So there's combat and leadership. You see, these guys are being trained pretty well because they have someone who's pretty good in leadership here. And I want to find this guy who's actually got pretty high leadership. I'm gonna make him a general, and that kicks out that king. And he's actually gonna go. We're gonna find another Carthaginian town here, and we're gonna try to build another fort there, because what's going to happen when we build another fort there is he's slowly going to be, there we go, he's going to bring down their resistances. So you can see this resistance is 72, but your king, the king of the Carthaginians, obviously has quite a bit of pull with these guys. Apparently there's only one other town too. It's these Greeks, and they've built market and a tower of science. They, oh, okay, there's Phrythons too. See, the all high Grockin. Phrythons are really tough. Like this guy has a lot of health. So you really need a lot of soldiers to take them down. They actually enslave towns. So we don't like them. And there is diplomacy. So this guy's proposed a trade treaty. And if you look here, I can see I'm neutral to both of them. Quaisans don't have reputation, but human kingdoms do. If your reputation gets negative, your population will rebel. If it's positive, then your population will be happy. If it's super positive, you might end up actually getting recruits from other places. So most of our population now are working in mines and factories. You need some peasants because they produce food. But having employed workers is useful because one, they're doing things for you like research, stuff like that, but also they pay more taxes. So your population will slowly go up. I started off with 45 and now I've got 46. And you notice I'm taxing them at 50. Like this is automatically if their loyalty goes over 50, they get taxed. You can also give them money. Same thing with your soldiers. So like this guy, their loyalty was really high because the king was literally in the fort with them. Now it's dropping to 55 or 56 because this person is not as good of a leader. He's getting better. He'll get there. Like you can see, he's at 32 right now. He's not going to be good at leading them into combat super well, but that's okay because the king is off doing this. Towns can have walls around them, and yeah, as soon as we get some more population, kind of curious what these guys. Oh yeah, so see, they took over this town, so they're still resistant to me. And they're not actually owned. So if you manage to defeat this lair, they actually just go back to being a regular town that you can take over. And the fact that's a Carthaginian town kind of pisses me off because I'm Carthaginians. You can see they have taken this town and they're looking to take this one. The town's built a wall. It's not going to help them that much. Here's that original town. Oh, they've built a mine, and so you can move population as well between towns, build new towns. That's how if there's not a mine, like on easy difficulty, the mines are literally right next to you. On hard difficulty, you have to walk to them. All right, so now that this guy's here and he's built that, you can see the resistance is dropping. Once it gets below 30, they will actually join you. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pay them off just because I have money and I want to get them to join me quickly. All right, I'll set that up to auto tax, and then I'm also going to fill a whole fort full of them. Soldiers are really important. And then for them, I'm actually going to build a Tower of Science so they can start doing some research. And also have them build a wall. These better walls, the stone walls are better. And little news things sometimes appear down here as well. And oh, you can't actually see some of these buttons. So this button here, there's not actually anything below these buttons here. On the bottom right here, so the camera's actually in good position. This is recruit. It just pulls a civilian out of that town, lowers loyalty. Wagon transport pulls 10 civilians out into a wagon, and then you can upgrade your town wall. There's also, if stuff gets damaged, you have to repair it. You can see the construction levels there. And walls, it will also have that happen. If you run out of money, it's really bad. All your buildings start falling apart. Your soldiers start getting pissed off because they're not getting paid. Alright, so you come in here. We're going to research. We can research a bunch of different things. Production just makes things go faster. You have military methodology, makes your soldiers a little bit better. Special unit structure is so you can make battle elephants. It's kind of your special unit. And then war machines are siege weapons. So I'm actually going to start on the path of war machines. And I want to see, this is not the greatest idea, but I want to see if there's another Carthaginian town that I can claim in the same way. Honestly, someone with as much leadership as the king that I have. Yeah, not really. He can go to other towns. Like if I put him here, this town slowly would reduce their resistance just because he's got so much charisma. But I'm not gonna worry about that too much right now. One of my favorite civilizations to play here is the Egyptians because they gain population really fast. So here, you can also build the Seat of Power, and every civilization has one. You can, if you kill the king of another civilization, you can claim it. And Seats of Power basically allow you to summon their appropriate deity. Again, the Egyptian one is super overpowered and just lets you make population out of thin air. The Greek one, I believe, that's Athena. I think she reveals spies. Not sure. I don't know why they're moving population back like these. Yeah. You can also set trade routes, like you can see, because we have a trade treaty. This caravan is coming to pick up copper from here, and so that's why it's sometimes good to have multiple. Let's see here. So yeah, your farmers now produce 30% more food. Thing is, I'm not going to have any farmers very soon because they're all going to go to work in this place. Producing stuff. What I kind of should do, I feel like here, is actually move this over to... Yeah, I think what we're going to do is we're going to go over here. So we're actually going to transport this entire population over to this mine. And you can look at our rank. Our military is better than... This is good, because if your military ever becomes too low, then one of the Phrythons, they'll usually just attack you, because they're kind of dicks. I'm not as good as this guy, but I have better population and a shittier economy. But overall first. That's fun. If you are first, and there's a lot of people, and they have high, like their aggressiveness is high, they may just attack you, because they don't like you. And they may band together. Yeah, you can see I'm still getting some population here. Eventually, I'll be able to invoke greater being once this bar gets high enough, which does something, or if it gets all the way, you can have a blessing, which is oftentimes you get food or your combat level goes up, just a bunch of random stuff. I feel like this guy's in trouble because there was a caravan coming and it disappeared. What is he doing? One of the fun things here is on the map, you can actually look for what's all the blue stuff or what's all objects of that type. You can also change the different sizes. Wow, I don't know what happened there. And like trade map, political map, and terrain map. The terrain map I find really confusing. Or like, and like you can turn off buildings and stuff. You know, but I like to play with it like this. You can have large, like extremely large buildings that are actually the size of a town, like a fort the size of a town. I don't like playing that way. Alright, drop a factory there, and we're actually gonna create a town there as well. All of this costs money. Luckily, I just started with a lot, but you can see I'm hemorrhaging money. Just the fact that I happen to have, actually, you know what? 10 workers in. Oh, that's actually interesting. This town's resistance is low enough that their workers are actually going to work in this mine, which is not a terrible thing. I think I'll place the market so that they can access it then. Because that means their resistance is slowly going to drop down, and I think that means I'm going to pop this town here, so that way I can put a fort here and actually have dominion over both of these. That's kind of cool. In the modes that I usually play in, it's a lot harder. You can see their combat goes up a lot faster because they have a better leader. And one thing, it usually sorts them by their leadership potential. You can see this guy's gone up quite a bit, but sometimes you just have to sortie them, send them out. If a fort is attacked, the soldiers will automatically come out or any of these buildings to defend unless you turn that off, which sometimes you do because these are towers. So the towers will actually fire ballista bolts and anything fighting. So sometimes if you don't have a very good fighting force, you just leave them in the fort. Okay, what is he doing here? He's got some... Oh, he just took that over. This is a camp. Camps are like cheaper forts. They can be upgraded into forts. So it looks like he just got a town there. Not really sure what he's doing. He just keeps moving population back and forth. And these guys, they're getting ready to attack here. Phrython is actually hard to play. You have two resources you need to deal with. You have brains and gold. And tribute, you get every for every civilian or every population in a slave town, you get tribute every month, I think. Which the more of these guys, the more peasants you kill out of the town, you have to kill them because when you attack them, they will never join you willingly. Um, it's just kind of hard. Like this town is 34. I bet by the time they're finished with this, they'll have 14 in there. And these towns grow very slowly. So it's actually really hard to get money as a Phrython, but it's very stable. And then they have brains. So when they, again, I don't know what's going on here. It's some bug. When you kill units, you get brains, and that's basically it's basically that. It's weird. Okay, so I'm gonna drop all these guys out. Bring them up here. We're gonna sell this tower off, and we're going to move all our soldiers up here. And I'm gonna build a fort here. You can see the lines tell you what it's connected to. I like these lines as well, especially when you have like 100 soldiers moving across the map. They get these interesting lines. Combat can be really fun too, but actually a lot of the game is not focused on that. So let's actually... So this is... Oh, this is the Earthquake guy. He's actually really good. Because the thing is, if you attack... So if you get someone like Thor or something like that that actually does attacks, then they have to physically attack a building, and then it does like damage, and then that person is like, hey, you attacked me, and they go to war with you. This guy, Balhaman, he's the earthquake guy, so I can put him right here and start an earthquake, and it'll damage all of these buildings, but I won't have actually attacked the enemy. What's this guy going? Is he going to this town? No, he's going to this town. Yeah, you can see this is the Greek soldier, and that's their king, King Orges. That you can get soldiers over 200, so there is actually a way to if you build an usually if you build an inn. So there's hero units that you can get. And sometimes they'll just join you. See, yeah. So we're selling products here. You see we're getting income off of that, and now we're back here. When I'm playing on hard mode, you start off with like 4,000 coins, and that goes fast. I start off with 20,000. I spent 8,000 very quickly. Um, but yeah, once you get to that point, then I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, then you really need to mine very quickly, or else you really rapidly run out of money and everything falls apart, and it's not great. And then people, even if you manage to stabilize, people just try to kill you. See, their loyalty is high. So the AI doesn't often rely on taxing their civilians, their citizens, and part of that is because they do, when they fight, they kill towns too. And there's, if you kill a town, so like if I was to go and just actually attack this town, my reputation would plummet, and then all my towns would start lowering their loyalty. If you leave guys out in the rain, they don't like it either. You can give them money if you want. Okay, well that was unexpected. I guess they were just waiting for that. Cool. So then now we have this town. And what that means, so what we can actually do with these guys is we can actually train Greek soldiers now if we really want to. So like I can promote that guy to a general, toss him over here. Okay, I guess I can't get the forwards, both of them. The other thing too is when I click this, that's what town it's drawing people from. So here it's only got one town, but if you got multiple towns, you can choose which one they draw from. Okay, so he's bringing some soldiers over. The AI a lot of times will just try to take towns by force. So like they may actually attack this town. Because it's got a stone wall around it, that's going to be kind of hard to do. But, you know. Alright. We've almost got, you know what? I want to show you the earthquake thing. So use greater beam magic earthquake. He has a funny name. Boomskok. And he's like just gonna float. Almost all of them float. I don't think there's a single greater beam that doesn't float. The one I like is the Egyptian one, which is Isis, because every time you use her magic, she creates 10 extra population. Oh, and I feel like they may have. Yeah, so there's Athena. So what the AI does is really dumb. If they don't have a use for their greater being, they just at 400 at final, they just summon them. Oh, and vulnerability. That's right. Okay, so this will actually be kind of hard to fight. This guy, I don't believe is a spy. He might be, but I think where did he? Oh, he joined me from here. Oh, there's another Carthaginian town. Well, whoop-de-doo. So what I'm gonna do, train all these soldiers, just to get some more soldiers, and then I am gonna actually take my best leader here, promote him, which kicks the king out, and we're gonna bring the king over, and he's going to take this one. All right, he's making his way. You can see the longer he is summoned, this power bar goes down, and that's kind of what the worship in the seat of power does, is it builds up that bar. So if it's very high, he can do his magic multiple times. I don't know if he'll be able to though. I just want you to show you. Earthquakes can happen naturally too, but this is kind of fun. And you see that used up almost all of his power. And so damaged this, damaged this, damaged all this stuff. Probably killed a couple civilians too. Not a very nice thing to do, but you notice he didn't declare war on me. If I was to go to war with this guy, this would be the first thing I would go for, that seat of power, because this is a very strong buff. Alright. Cool, we're doing that. We're researching. Actually, if I was to go to war with this guy, I'd do it with machines. That's usually the best way to do it. Oh, so I actually don't. Yeah, in between these two towns, I actually don't have enough workers for any of this stuff. It's okay. You notice these guys have also gone up in population, and that will happen. Workers especially have more kids for whatever reason. Okay, so we've got 31 there. I kind of want, let's see. So here, you can see here's a Norman infantry. So he's got super good combat, good leadership, and he's got a relic. So I could just buy the relic, or he comes with it. This guy's got a heart changer. I forget what that does. Decrease enemy loyalty. So you can get them. You can also get spies. Spies can go, if you get a military spy, they can join a fort and assassinate the general. They can take over the general, like bribe him. They can join towns and cause issues, stuff like that. But that's also why I know that these guys joining me are not. That's funny, actually. You can see this Carthaginian town. It is still technically independent, even though it's got that flag on it. So one of their people just joined me, so they're making less money off of that now. Sucks to suck. But yeah, not slaves. Spies don't pop this up usually. Maybe I'll get a spy so you can see. So what you can do, there's two things you can do. When you change color, you can toggle this, notification disabled, enabled. You can also drop the spy identity. So right now it's like, oh, I know you're there. This is like, oh, I'll change your color but not let you know. So I can actually go here. I can see he goes, oh, great, I perfectly trust you. Go into this fort. And now I can control this guy, do stuff. And if I click this, it'll say that that unit defected. Eventually you want to do like counter spy and stuff like that. But I want to see Norman. There is a Norman town. There's a couple Norman towns. So maybe I will actually hire this hero. Costs a bit of money. Make him a general and send him down here. Which one of these is bigger? This one's bigger. It's another population center, right? The more population you have, the more soldiers you can produce and support. Like right now, I actually need more peasants because I am running out of food. So now I can see in here, I can bribe this guy. But I can see what's in here. Here's my guy. He's actually got a higher leadership than the general here. I could bribe him if I want, pay him a bunch of money to join my side, and capture the city if I want. I could also have this guy do a bunch of stuff. Like right now, he's just sleeping. I could have him agitate. There's a couple other things. I could have him assassinate this general, which probably would work. I could have him steal secrets, cause incidents, stuff like that. So they're just kind of useful. Oh, what's that? Oh, that's a Greek town. Okay, that makes sense. This not going any further is because you have to have a peasant free to actually build the wall. So that's why nothing's happening there. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3 forts. They're not very good forts, but that still puts us in the best military. What I might want to do, I might get this town and this Norman town here, get full forts of there, and actually go after these Frythons, because this is not going to take too long. This one and this one also is going to fall pretty quickly. You can see it's dropping to 27. One thing you could do is if you build buildings like you saw with that Greek town, then they work in the buildings, they'll like you better. Oh, I should actually do taxing these guys. Notice also their loyalty is not going towards max. This is going to 100. This loyalty only would go towards max. It's because the general's leadership isn't great and he's not Greek. If you put a Greek general over them or multiple forts, so like here, if I actually took this guy off, you notice it drops. Or if I took this guy off, because they feel less protected now. They're like, we have 2 forts protecting us. We like that. We would like to keep that. This is kind of nice one because there's that mine right there. Yeah, and because it's on easy difficulty, that's why I started with this. It will run out eventually, and then I have to decide what I want to do. Usually what I do, because this town is kind of large, I would actually take about, what is this? I take 40 population off of it and start up a new town, like maybe right here. As soon as this runs out. But as soon as this runs out, then you still have to work through 500 copper, then you still have to produce it here. Oops. So, yeah, it didn't take too long. Alright, so let's go here. Get another fort full of guys, and then let's build another Tower of Science. You want to give them something to do. Even though I do, like, need peasants, I don't want to have just peasants. And see, this is dropping. I'll just pay them off. Alright. Alright, and I think that's good. Their loyalty's not going very high at all. They must not like this general much. He's got pretty good leadership though. I'm not sure what's up with that. I'll get used to it. Okay. Cool. Alright, so we've got some extras there. Kinda wanna put a general over here to get this town. Because like you can see, I'm right next to them. And so what I can do is I can actually go here, pull one of these guys out and build let's build a war factory there. Because we've got plenty of towers of science and they're researching catapults and stuff like that. What I think I might do... Oh yeah, see our food's starting to go up now. Because we've got some more peasants. Got some here, we got some here. They grow, right? Like that's just what happens. I kind of want... As soon as this is finished, I think I might move to something else. I want to get to unicorns. Unicorns are one of the best siege weapons. They're basically really big ballistas that fire giant arrows. But I kind of want to go and do farming. They just summoned their Athena again. So if I was going to attack this guy, I'd want to wait until that power bar dropped all the way, because then they'd have to get it all the way again. Oh, and here's mine. Mine is finished. So I'm going to click Unknown Blessing. Oh, a veteran Carthaginian spy. So I'm going to send him over to this fella also. And you know what? I don't want him to go there. I want him to go here. Yeah. Alright, so this, we're going to turn that off. We only want this town to be working here. They don't seem like they're budging too much. So what I'm going to do, give them a little bit of money. That drops them below 50. Now they'll buy from the market, which lowers the resistance, but then they'll also work here. So let's pump out some catapults. These do cost money, but I have plenty of money. And he's not going to get an actual fort full of soldiers until this town surrenders. They're a little bit better. All right. So, okay, so they now have 3 towns here. Yeah. They have this. Yeah, see, they didn't have too many there left. And that. So they're probably not getting a tremendous amount of money off of that. So what I would want to do eventually is... Are you coming for that? No. Where is he going? He's going somewhere. Where's going? There's also these independent layers. You can kill these yourself, and that can be kind of fun. They're tough though, like because usually if they've been sitting here for this long, just sitting and sitting, they build up like crazy strong. If you are a Frythan, you can actually like purchase their loyalty as well. Where are you going, buddy? Yeah, I feel like at some point they're gonna Normans. Okay, it's actually a lot of Norman towns on the map. There's one here. There's one here. There's one over here. The ability to move all these towns around is what I think is really cool. See if there's anything good in here. Ooh. Look at that combat. That's really good combat. 183. So you can see you can definitely go over 100 combat, and they get more health. So for every combat you have, you get 2 hit points. Oh, so yeah, that didn't take too long. Let's get you that, and let's... There we go. Alright, so he's at 100%. Now this guy is noticing he's doing pretty well with leadership. You want to promote the people that have that get really high leadership scores quickly. Like the rest of these guys are probably never going to get promoted because they just aren't gaining leadership at all. But this one is, so he's probably going to be another general somewhere at some point. At some point, I might need a second fort here. Each town can hold up to 100 population, and then you have to create a second town. It's not the end of the world. And these guys cycle through. Wow, 193 combat. That's nuts. Elephant cavalry, that's pretty good. It's not too bad leadership either. I might actually take him. And let's toss you in a fort, because he's Carthaginian. That's also their special unit, that elephant cavalry. So on top of farming, one of the things you can do is special unit structures. You have to have a civilian or whatever of one of those types. So so I have 4 different kinds: the Estable for Normans, the Greek, whatever that is, Carthaginian elephants, and Indian Kedas, and this will let you make that special unit. I don't really have I don't have a tremendous amount of peasants anywhere though to fill up one of those, so I'm probably not going to worry about that too much. Hamnet Dudley, not a great name. Oh, except here, maybe I should get the Norman one. Let's do that then. Let's get the... And all these towers work in concert, so they're all working on the same thing. And we have a catapult from our war factory here. You can see they produce up here. The catapult's not the strongest, but the level 3s have flaming bolts. So I kind of want to... Maybe I want to make a war factory here too. Espionage College is where you train spies. Yeah, so some of these guys, you see, you have to refresh them, pull them out so that the people with the highest leadership pop to the front. I don't know why it doesn't do it automatically. But this king is actually also really good in combat, so he raises their combat pretty well. These ones will not do that so well. It takes them a while because they're just not as good. You can't teach something you don't know, right? So they have to learn slowly. He's moving all over the place. Another independent unit. That's funny. There's also things you can research that spies can do, and I don't really worry about spies that much, usually. Let's build some catapults here, too. The max you can produce at a time is 20, and then as that slowly goes down, I could go in here and produce 2 more. So you have to, there's not an infinite queue, which is kind of annoying, but this game's very old. It's at least 20 years old, maybe, if not more. Okay, so I want to put a couple soldiers under you. I want to always leave 1 peasant behind because then they can repair the walls. It's important. I wish See, I missed the Egyptians for this because they can just create population out of thin air. But this is almost done. Let me get another blessing. Okay. Oh, another spy. Okay, well, we're gonna actually just, you know what? I'll turn this one here. I'll send that into this fort. You can see I know I can send to that fort because of the little arrow. This one has a general and then my random spy here. I bet I could assassin. Let's try this. Oh yeah, see 100% chance of success. Because he's a good spy. And actually at this point he might get promoted to be the commander because he's got the these guys I'm sure are not suspicious about that at all. No, he promotes someone else. Okay. With terrible leadership, which is gonna make everyone else unhappy, but whatever, not my business. Wow, only 4 he pulled them all into that fort, I guess. We are still highest rank, which is good. The issue with having your stuff all over the place like this is that someone could build it, bring a bigger force, and just kill you off. Ooh, the king. There's no one else in here. Can I assassinate the king? No. Even though it's literally just the king and me. Problem is you can't bribe the king either. But that's good to know that he's in there. Alright, so another independent unit. At some point also, the great thing about these deposits is at this point, when this one got below 1,000, another deposit picked up somewhere random on the map. Which is always, you know, kind of fun. What I'm going to do, actually, I think as soon as this is over, I'm actually going to move people up here, and I'm going to bring this fort with them. So you can see a lot of this is actually like kingdom management. Whoops, not a factory. Mine. I don't think there's hotkeys for any of these things either. Alright, and again, refresh this just occasionally. Oh yeah, so some of these are actually getting pretty good in their combat. Once they hit 50, they hit purple, and purple is pretty good. They have over 100 hit points. They're pretty strong, as opposed to these new ones who have, you know, 40 when they just start out, and civilians have 10 or 20 hit points in a combat of 10. So when you attack one of these, you actually get rebels showing up, and rebels can be stronger as well, which is always kind of fun. I always thought the Greeks looked like really skinny. I think it's just their armor. Like, see, their legs look really skinny, and this guy's got that big old shield. The way they actually attack is different too. Copper deposit ran out, so what we're gonna do, because we still have copper here, I'm just gonna pull everyone out of it so they become peasants, and I'm gonna move them up to here. I wonder if I put a market here, they might still be able to access it. So maybe I'm gonna try that, because markets can go pretty far. You just gotta make sure the little lines still connect. So yeah, I think let's put that here, and that'll hit these two towns as well as this one I'm building up here. It's good because they buy from the market, right? And the market makes a lot of money, so we want that. I really want. What am I doing? Oh yeah. So once you do the structure, you get the berserkers, which are just kind of special units. I actually want to get more war machines. These guys, I feel like I'm gonna drop. Oh yeah, the stable. That's what I wanted to do for them. For that special unit. Okay, then you go here. I'm gonna drop another bunch of them up there so that, you know. Yeah, there's multiple mines also you can manually decide which. I guess it's on manual for some reason. I don't know why. On auto. And you can change what it produces. But usually just the default is smart. Unless you're lucky enough to get like 2 or 3 of these things all together. Oh, there's more people in here. Alright, so now this is almost done. I don't want to sell it till that copper runs out because, you know, just waste of copper. Those products are useful. Let's pop a couple more in there. It is loud, isn't it? It's loud to me anyway. This is also like halfway done, so at some point, like it's hard to decide, like, do you want to move the whole town, which you can. Like, I could pick up every single thing I have right now and just move it. These are kind of fun. They train these cavalry like this, and the longer they're in here, they just grow in combat experience and leadership, and you can see like that's going up. Um, and so they can actually be really powerful to be in there. If you pull them out, you can't put them back in, but you can put them in a fort just like a regular soldier. The reason I like them is that they are cavalry, and cavalry actually move really fast. We have a couple of good leadership quality potential here, so we're going to pull you out. We're going to send you over to this. I wish I could get them both to this town. If I was playing like a harder difficulty, I actually would take these towns and bunch them all in together because then I could deal with like just have a more concentrated defense. We're going to sell this. This is still not completely out, but we're going to send one of these people to. You don't have to send the general to build the fort, basically, and so that's what I'm doing over there. So now we have a decent force of catapults. It's pretty nice. Oh yeah, so this must have just appeared because I don't remember that being there. Sometimes you'll also just find random treasures and stuff on the ground that you can equip your soldiers with, and that's like, I guess no one here has it, but like Cordial of Combat. There's some really fun ones you get with heroes. They're like invincibility and stuff, or like Reflection. Reflection is nasty because any damage you do, like projectile damage, it gets reflected back. Almost every soldier, once they get to purple status, they do projectile damage. Large amount of food. Okay, well that's great. I don't really care that much about food. What did I just do? I don't know. Oh, I think I might have just given them money. Just give them a bunch of money. Sure, why not? Have some money. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Oops. Alright, so what I actually want to do now, I'm going to sell this fort, kick these guys over into this one. And at some point, this will run out of copper. But what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to send my armies to meet up here. And so I can actually click this and it leaves the general in. And leaving the general in there is useful because then you can still collect taxes. The thing is, generals usually, you can see these guys are a lot stronger. Generals usually are some of the toughest fighters too. Like this guy, definitely one of the toughest fighters. But that's okay. I didn't realize it did it for every fort. That's kind of cool. Alright, I will probably lose some troops. Once they're out, too, you can click on this and they just go back to their fort, which is kind of useful, unless their fort's been destroyed. I'll just leave them there. I want to gather my forces up. It takes them a while. They have to walk across the map and get all the way over there and this stuff. Like, I'm not going to declare war until I get there, because that'd be a terrible idea. But I do kind of beat these Frythons. Frythons are annoying. Alright, so this guy's fort, I haven't sorted it out because I don't know why, actually. Let's pull these folks up here as well. You see, this town's actually getting kind of emptied because they just have the seat of power now, but I'm going to leave that there. This will eventually trickle down into this market, which will eventually get emptied, and then I'll sell that off too, because I have this market here. I mean, these guys won't be able to buy copper stuff anymore, but that's okay. I'm not too worried about that. Oh, I should get stuff out of these. Yeah, it's scarier in the fog of war because you can. Indian soldiers have a ranged attack even at this level, so they have a bow and arrow. Carthaginians, I believe, have a spear. Greeks might have a spear too. I'm not sure. These ones will probably fight hand-to-hand combat. Yeah, catapults, ballistas are okay. They're not amazing. I'm not super fond of them. But eventually you get up to these higher levels, and then the unicorn's kind of at the end of that tree. I don't know why he's moving around his people like that. They get stuck also, like, so this mountain range here, love these graphics, right, for this mountain range. This is passable, but units will sometimes get stuck here if you're not careful. Yeah, just gather in the forts. Gather in the people. I could... Oh, how are these guys doing? They're not doing great. So let's lower their resistance, and then let's build a war factory here. You see, soldiers cannot build everything. They can't build, and the graphics change too. So like this is the War Factory for them, War Factory for them. It's kind of fun. There's like 4 different types, but yeah, the soldiers can't build as much, which is okay. Let's actually take these guys out. They do get up to purple as well. You see they move much faster across the map. We'll send him back in here. And we'll get a couple catapults out of them too. And that this will lower their resistance because they're working for me and they like me because of that. What am I waiting on? I am waiting on the catapults, but I'm not going to worry about that too much. And I want to leave this fort behind. Yeah. So I think that's good. All right, so let's go forward. All right. No, you're a civilian. I don't want you. Oh yeah, I want this troops too. It's a pretty decent army, actually. I've had bigger. I've had much bigger. So what I like to do, if I'm playing this for the long haul, is I get towns of these guys, all same type, and I put squares of 4, and then on each side I put forts, so I get 8 forts for each one. That's a lot of soldiers. You don't want to mess with that army. All right, so we go forward. And what'll happen is they'll do this annoying thing where they'll line up in a line and fight, and I don't really like it. So I actually like to move them closer in here. So like you see, I'm moving them to surround this layer. This is probably gonna be an unpleasant fight, but that's okay. I believe I still have a better military, and they're not doing too well. So see, I'm not attacking them immediately. I'm waiting for all my forces to show up because these guys really are not very wise in how to attack. I want to bring these catapults in a little bit more. All right, and now as soon as it happens, yeah, so these guys come out and they throw big bowling balls, and they're also really tough. So you can see them throwing spears, the catapults. It gets very chaotic. And I'm surprised none of them have showed up. Grokkens, they have the most health. So they are actually some of the toughest to kill. This town also just surrendered, so what we're going to do... We'll pop that there, get a couple catapults. Yeah, so we're going to take this out. You see, he did not have that many soldiers in there. Alright, another... Oh, a Phrython. I don't really like having Phrythons in my service, honestly. They're kind of annoying. But so if you have 4 of them, you can turn them into a fortress, which is fun. He won't build for me. If you are Phrython, you can actually get human followers who will build for you. Why would you do that, buddy? Okay, well, I guess we're gonna go fight this guy then. That's fine. Like, oh, I killed their all highs, which is like their king. I'm gonna leave him alone. So normally what happens then, he's like, oh, we're going to fight, and they're all coming here. So I'm just gonna leave that, because these towers will take care of a lot of stuff. In the meantime, I'm gonna send these guys out, and they're gonna go fight this thing. Yeah, and we'll send the catapults too. Why not? Should probably, nah, it's okay. This iron's gonna run out soon. Soon enough. And this is out, and this is, oh, almost out. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why he thought that that was a good idea. Like, I have a better military, and they're already, like, a field, right? Like, my military's already out. What is this? Oh, yeah, as you can see. The catapults. Units like this will... Oh, you get money for killing them, too, which is kind of fun. Units like this will not actually heal. So this catapult will be a damage forever. Regular human units will heal. But he should have built more forts. And you know what? My guy is not actually going to go deal with that. He's going to go stay in his fort. Because I don't want to lose all my soldiers. That's what I've decided. Yep. Yep. Yeah, and he might decide at some point this is a bad idea. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, now he's coming here. Yeah, because this is where the fighting is. Is this his king? No, it's a general. It's a hero, though. So that was pretty cool. One thing we do not want to do is attack this town. If we attack the town, suddenly bolts, basically rocks, will start hitting us all over the place. And our reputation will plummet, which I don't want to have happen. Yeah, you can see they are throwing spears because they're. I guess they get that at the yellow stage because I don't think these guys are. Oh no, they are. Never mind. Yeah. So here's some more. When you get protracted battles, like I've been in some big battles that you just throw all your soldiers out and hope for the best. Yeah, so they're coming over here. Where are my other spies? Yeah, where are you? You're mobile. You are gonna also come in here. I don't want you fighting. Your units will kill your spies if they're in the wrong color. Like that is absolute thing. Okay, we'll do a ceasefire for that guy because we're busy fighting this fella. I don't know why he thought that was a good idea. Alright, so now he's going to attack. And I have no one in these forts except the generals. At least I think he's going to attack. He should. Yep. So you can see the bolts coming out, and a lot of these guys are going to die to bolts, and I'm actually going to repair this. Ooh, actually, they're doing quite a lot of damage there. I think I might lose that general. It's okay. You lose things in war. I have other people that can repair them. Oh yeah, so my fort was destroyed. So they killed him, and now they're attacking the town. I actually am going to pull some workers off of that because now, you can see, they start getting hit by rocks. And their reputation is going to go down the toilet because of this. And now she's going to make them invulnerable. Interesting. You see his reputation is falling. What is it? Yeah, 22. For every civilian you kill, like, I think it goes down. 19. I would want to stop this. Like, unfortunately, my army's kind of out of position here. So what we're going to do... This is a hero, I think. Yeah, he's a tough one. Oh, this is my guy. Okay, well, you know what? That's my guy. So he's a general now. So we're going to go and take this on, which might be a little tough, but I have a lot of troops. This is also why I like siege weapons. It's like I can just have them outside of that. Surprised that this is not... I don't know. But now they're invulnerable, which is kind of annoying. I need to take out that tower. You can see that this will now fight my guys as well. And now they're rebelling. See, this is what happens. If you kill too many, your people rebel. So his reputation is now negative because he killed too many civilians, so his civilians are now fighting him. So that means a lot of people are going to go somewhere else, but a lot of them will stick around and like beat the crap out of things. You can see he gets some pretty good defenders though. I bet his king is here. Nope, nope, I don't know. Alright, so what we want to take out this. I really desperately want to take that out. You can see the rebels are actually helping me here. He's probably going to get a rebellion. If he didn't already have one here, I can take this fort. Cool. So you can see, because I was the general was one of my spies, I could just take the fort. Alright, I want to take this out. This is kind of annoying that I lost this whole area, but that's okay. You know, sacrifices had to be made. So this is all still a mine here. So I could put another population center on this if I wanted later. Okay, so apparently his town actually surrendered to me, which is hilarious. Just put some guys in there. Oh, never mind. They're going to take this out too. That's okay. Not too concerned about that. Let's just take this out. What you want to do to win is you have to destroy all their forts. So really, like, all their soldiers and all their forts, because if they only have civilians, and they basically lose. Oh, there's a cordial combat. So I can pick that up, give that to my fella. Yeah. Alright. So what we're going to do is we're going to head over here and take this out. It's a long way. It's a long way to go. Where am I? Oh, you know what? I should probably send these guys up there too. Yeah, it's okay. We knew that mine was going to go down. I'll just sell it. Okay, so he's abandoned that town. He didn't have to, but he doesn't have a lot left. He's got people murdering his soldiers. Yeah, these guys will go join another town, or they may even make another one if there's no other Greek towns that they can find. Jay, you can see it's an interesting, they form a square, so the diagonal distance counts. Alright, let's send you all here. Where are these guys going? Okay, we'll send them over here too. There are two of these soldiers that groups that I actually can't send back because their forts are gone, so I'll have to figure out what to do with them when we get to that. Or just do another town, or maybe I'll actually just toss them in forts here and then send them out eventually. Alright, so let's see what defenses he has on this fort. This will cause these... Oh, he doesn't have that many soldiers left. Oh yeah, so you can see they will attack with those arrows, but that should stop as soon as I kill this soldier. Because those arrows actually do a lot of damage. Oh, I'm killing two of them, huh? Eh. Please move, I'm trying to see this guy. It didn't seem like he was that tough. Must be. That kind of goes on my cavalry. Wow, that suddenly got like really loud. Anyway, these guys are the first to arrive because they were slow. These rebels, I think, are actually coming over here to beat things up here. That's kind of funny. Stick out his mine. How is our research coming out? I lost one of my towers of science over there. So I'm working on cannons, okay. Yeah, that wasn't a good fight to pick, buddy. If your friends were there... Oh, you might take this one out, actually. There it goes. So yeah, he's pulling back. Like, this is his last stronghold, and it's under attack. So this isn't going to be too much longer that he's around. You can see some of these Greeks are going here. Oh, cool. Let's pull this army up here as well. Catapults and siege weapons can actually go in forts. I don't know why here it's so much louder and here it's softer. It's weird. And the AI is like, you have to have an inn. It's very important for you to have an inn, which I think is really funny. Train some more cavalry here. Oh, we should actually probably... Oh, this fort too. I could have sorted with them. Had a little bit... I mean, I don't need it, but... Yeah, these Phrythons. I don't forget that they're around. There's a new All-High. He's unfriendly to me. We could sign a friendly treaty to be friendly, but I'll probably take him out as soon as we're done here. Alright, let's deal with this. You can see it does a tremendous amount of damage. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, that's bad. These rebels have decided they want to fight me. See, now my reputation is going down and my peasants are rebelling. Fuck. That's not good. That's really not good. At least these guys are happier. But yeah, this is not a good way to make friends. Also, if you kill peasants of a certain type, if you have that type of town, they'll be much less happy with you. Like you see, these guys are very unhappy with me. I mean, they attacked me, yo. I didn't want to fight them. Alright. Let's go. Let's clear this up a little bit. My forest winter, yeah. So that's what can happen if you're not careful. Like, lucky my reputation didn't drop too much, because that takes a while. It takes a really long time to recover from a reputation drop. Let's just clear this out. Oh, he's got some soldiers left. Oh, he's got it. His king is in there. Okay, so this might be it. I don't think he left anyone in there. The combat's pretty intuitive, actually. Like, they're pretty smart about this. I don't need to tell them to stop attacking this building if they get attacked. In fact, if there's enemy soldiers in the area, they will move to that over the building. And I feel like I've got people that need to still come in here, and I don't know what they're all doing. Okay, they're just coming around the side. Yeah, again, don't want to attack this even accidentally, because then my reputation, like, I'll basically lose. I have seen kingdoms, not me usually because I'm pretty careful with it, go from the top to the very bottom because they just had massive rebellions, like 80 peasant rebellions. Oh, and there he is. They are destroyed. So what we're gonna do, usually you can right click on these guys to get their fort. None of these guys have a fort. Oh yeah, so see, I can send them back. I guess I can't send any of you back. Oh, I can send you back. Okay. I need to get the catapults out of here because they never had a fort. This is the problem too, is like at the end of the war, everything is like annoying as shit. Um, you have forts, right? So I could send you. Move, please. I don't know why. I want to get you. Okay. This used to be more intuitive. Like there used to be a way to do this where you could right click every single one of them. You know what? I'm gonna build a fort here. Oh, and you can see the Greek scroll power because I killed the king. Anyway, yeah, that's Seven Kingdoms. I'll show you. This is the one that I've been playing. Oh no. Oh yeah. So this is one where I started off very poor. So there's a bunch of kingdoms. They all are allied with me, but this is that square. No, I'm not gonna do that. This is that square I was talking about. With full population, all these forts. Like I have a crazy trained military here. No, I'm not gonna do that. I don't care. Um, I'm getting these are unicorns. I've got a couple different ones, but because I have that Egyptian seat of power, and I've gathered everyone together. These guys were spread all over, and they're just kind of. At some point, I'll take someone out, but I just haven't decided who yet. So yeah. Anyway, that's Seven Kingdoms. I enjoy it tremendously. You can buy it on Steam. It still actually runs quite well. On Windows, though this is Windows 10, so I don't know how it'd be over 11. But yeah, have a good one, folks. We'll see y'all next time. Great. I need to actually go to OBS. No, I can't. Okay, I will just quit to Windows then. I can't stop the stream. There we go.